Will the Senate please come to order? We'll observe a moment of silence in lieu of a devotional. Thank you. Are there any announcements? Seeing none. We have a House bill for reference, H611, introduced by Representative Burbico. Interesting, that's the first time I've said Burbico. Hopefully I said it right. Why is that the wrong way? There we go. Passing the House on February 10th of 2026. Listen to the first reading of the bill.
H611, an act relating to miscellaneous provisions affecting the Department of Vermont Health Access.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill. It's referred to the Committee on Health and Welfare. Orders of the day. We have S208 for third reading. Are there any amendments to be offered prior to third reading? Listen to the third reading of the bill.
S208, an act relating to standards for law enforcement identification.
The question is, shall the bill pass? Are you ready for the question? If so, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay.
No.
The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have passed S208. We now have on the calendar for action S209, introduced on January 6th of 2026, was referred to the Committee on Judiciary, which reports it has considered the bill and recommends that the bill be amended as it appears on page 95 of today's calendar, and that when so amended, the bill ought to pass. Listen to the second reading of the bill.
S209, an act relating to prohibiting civil arrest in sensitive locations.
I recognize the senator from Chittenden Central District, Senator Vyhovsky, for the report of the Committee on Judiciary.
Thank you, Mr. President. S209 is built on an existing law that was passed in 2018 that acknowledged that courthouses were a place where people might have to go and where civil arrest without a warrant should be prohibited. So the language that you will see, or the body, the Senate will see on page 95 is existing language as it pertains to courthouses. The changes that are there are just changes in numbering order, changes in lettering. Where the changes to existing law begin is on page 96, where we add additional locations that we believe are sensitive locations where people should be able to go without fear that someone with no warrant will swoop in and civilly arrest them. This is not a prohibition on a law enforcement agent who has a warrant arresting someone for violent behavior. It is not even a prohibition on someone who has a signed judicial warrant making a civil arrest. It is a prohibition on warrantless civil arrest. And the locations that we have added to this list are polling places, educational institutions, social service establishments as defined by a prior federal guidance, a place of worship, and then the bill goes on to identify, and healthcare facilities, that's an important one. And then the bill goes on to define those institutions. What is an educational institution? An educational institution is a place where children and young people go to learn, a daycare, an after-school program, a K through 12 school, a university. an educational institution. But what we discovered in doing this bill is we don't actually have a definition of what is a school. And so we worked with multiple legislative council attorneys to really define what we meant by educational institution. And that is what this, dare I say, simple little bill does. Your committee on Judiciary voted 5-0-0 to support this bill to give people the reasonable expectation that when they're going to places, they must go to survive the hospital. And we've heard testimony in years past in our Senate Judiciary Committee that people are avoiding cancer treatment because they're afraid of these warrantless civil arrests, that people are keeping their children home from school because they're afraid of these civil arrests. And so this is meant to provide a reasonable level of protection against them. In committee, we heard from multiple legislative council attorneys because of the different aspects of this bill. We heard from Tucker Anderson from Legislative Council, Rick Sagel from Legislative Council, and Beth St. James from Legislative Council. We also heard from Jessica Bowman-Posen, who's a professor at Columbia Law School, Lori Fisher, the general counsel for the Department of Corrections, Charlie Glisserman, the director of policy with the Vermont Network Against Domestic and Sexual Violence, Will Lambeck, who's the organizer at Migrant Justice, Jay Nichols, the senior executive director of the Vermont Principals Association, Jordan Souter, a policy advocate with the ACLU of Vermont, Lisa Sparrow, a reverend with Vermont Interfaith Action. We are not in S209 broadly saying that anyone cannot participate in their jobs, cannot make arrests. We are saying that there is a narrow list of places that are so sensitive and that are so important for people's lives that they should be able to go there without warrantless arrests occurring. And we know in some places that certain bills like this have been moved and upheld, not exactly like this. So could there be a challenge? There may be, but we've worked very closely and very carefully to make this a bill that could uphold that challenge. We're in a point in time where there is so much unknown. The protections that this bill offers helps to narrow the fear and unknown a little bit. And I would ask that the Senate support your Senate Committee on Judiciary's work on this bill. Thank you.
Question is, shall the bill be amended as recommended by the Committee on Judiciary? Are you ready for the question? Senator from Windsor.
Thank you. May I inquire of the reporter's bill, please?
The reporter is interrogated.
Thank you. On page 96, under D, you include social services establishment. And I'm just curious, it's not defined. I don't, at least my old eyes don't see it.
It is not defined later in the bill as it is defined right here in section D, that it includes crisis centers, domestic violence shelters, victim service centers, child advocacy centers, supervised visitation centers, family justice centers, facilities that serve disabled persons, homeless shelters, substance use disorder counseling and treatment facilities, and establishments distributing food or other essentials of life to people in need. We took this definition almost in its entirety from guidance that had previously been at the federal level for these exact types of arrests. So prior to very recently, there was federal guidance in letting the Department of Homeland Security and Immigrations and Customs Enforcement know that it was not policy to make warrantless arrests in these places, and that is where we borrowed this language from.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate because it does help differentiate an office or department that provides social services from these other centers and facilities, and it's just a curious. I just would have hoped that social services establishments might have included also the departments and agencies which provide those services to which people go for advice and counsel. But it's a broad inclusion. I agree, and I thank you. That's helpful and clarifies a bit for me.
Okay. We do, just in case it is helpful for the senator, we do include some other, healthcare facilities as determined defined in 18 VSA 9402. We also include in agencies that are regulated by the Child Development Division to make sure that we include childcare facilities. So I guess I'm not sure what type of social service agencies or divisions you mean, but I'm happy to help answer the question if I can be made to understand
Well,
better.
Thank you. Originally, the bill included state buildings, government buildings, and I'm just curious, those are the places where many of our constituents receive very sensitive advice and counsel from our professionals in the administration who serve people with these social service needs. And I'm just curious that we are not including that even a very refined state office where those are offered, that exemption for those state offices.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for the clarification. That is very helpful. Yes, the bill as was introduced did include state buildings, and state buildings have been enacted as a protection like this in other states and upheld as constitutional. There was some concern on the committee that there are a lot of state buildings. I personally agree that they should be included, but the majority of the committee felt otherwise.
Thank you. That actually does clarify, and at least why it's not here. And I would, yeah, anyway, thank you.
Are you ready for the question? Senator from Rutland.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I interrogate the presenter of the bill?
The presenter is interrogated.
So I've listened to the list of testifiers. Did you have anybody come in and testify with federal authority? U.S. attorney or anybody from immigration, customs?
Generally speaking, federal agents will not weigh in on state issues. We certainly have had other instances where there was some overlap, but generally speaking, my experience has been is that the U.S. attorney will not come testify on state matters.
I would just remind the senators, we have had 3 different senators speak directly to other senators today, and we would present, Mr. President, did the senator take testimony or did the committee take testimony? If we could please try to adhere to the rules.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll take that as a no. Thank you.
Senator from Orange.
Mr. President, may I interrogate the presenter?
The presenter is interrogated.
Just on a question of clarification, and that is if an individual is in one of the places that are exempt and is actually committing an offense, are we saying that law enforcement then cannot come and actually take care of the situation?
No, we are not saying that.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the question? Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I interrogate the presenter of
The
the bill?
presenter is interrogated.
Thank you. I heard the question from my colleague in Windsor County, and I just want to, I want more clarification. Libraries are often pillars in our community. They provide all kinds of services to our constituents, our community members, including physical safety. I'm wondering if there was any talk of including libraries in this bill at any time, Mr. President.
Mr. President, there was not any discussion of including libraries. As I said, we worked to try and balance the potential constitutional challenge and the protection of people in our communities. And I certainly love all of the public libraries. It was one of my favorite safe places growing up, but that did not come into the conversation on this bill.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Are you ready for the question? The question is, shall the bill be amended as recommended by the Committee on Judiciary? If so, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Was there a roll call requested? Would someone like to, excuse me?
I'll withdraw that, actually.
Withdrawing the roll call? Are we now ready for the question? If so, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay.
No.
The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have amended the bill as recommended by the Committee on Judiciary. The question now is, shall the bill be read a third time?
Roll call.
Roll call has been requested, and when the vote is taken, it shall be by roll. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senators will remember that yesterday I said there would be two bills coming forward together, 208 and 209. When you put them together, they create a much broader protection than either would do separately. So taken together, they prevent arrests with masks everywhere, and they prevent this sort of civil arrest around these narrow locations. But when you look at the list, understanding colleagues might differ on what could be added, but it is a very substantial list. And I would just add one thing. The bill is amending a statute that has been successful in preventing arrests around courthouses, people on their way to and from civil proceedings in courthouses. So we have some reason to believe that this will stand up in court, and I consider it, along with 208, some of our best work to date this session. Congratulations to the committee and to my colleague, the senator from Chittenden Central, who introduced the bill. Thank you.
Are you ready for the question? If so, the secretary shall call the roll.
Senator Baru.
Yes.
Senator Beck.
Yes.
Senator Benson.
Yes.
Senator Thunberg.
Yes.
Senator Brennan.
Yes.
Senator Brock.
Yes.
Senator Chittenden.
Yes.
Senator Clarkson.
Yes.
Senator Collmore.
Yes.
Senator Cummings.
Yes.
Senator Bewley.
Yes.
Senator Hardy.
Yes.
Senator Harrison.
Yes.
Senator Hashim.
Yes.
Senator Heffernan.
Yay.
Senator Engel.
No.
Senator Lyon.
Yes.
Senator Major.
Yes.
Senator Matos.
Yes.
Senator Morley. Senator Norris.
Yes.
Senator Perschlich.
Yes.
Senator Plunkett.
Yes.
Senator Ron Hinsdale.
Yes.
Senator Bohosky.
Yes.
Senator Watson.
Yes.
Senator Weeks.
Yes.
Senator Westman.
Yes.
Senator White.
Yes.
Senator Williams.
No.
Senator Morley.
The ayes voting 27, the nays voting 2. The ayes have it, and you have ordered third reading of S-209. We're passing over the last two things on the orders of the day, so that completes the orders of the day. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pending announcements, I would move that the Senate stand in adjournment until 11:30 a.m. Friday, February 13th, 2026.
Are there any announcements? Senator from Bennington.
Mr. President, the Senate Education Committee will meet at 2:15.
Senator from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Finance will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Appropriations Committee has a joint hearing with House Appropriations and public hearings for testimony on the FY27 budget at 1:45.
Senator from Rutland.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Government Operations will meet at 1:45.
Senator from Windom. Windsor, Windom sit too close together over there.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate institutions will meet at 1:30.
Are there any further announcements? Seeing none, the senator from Chittenden Central has moved that the Senate stand in adjournment until 11:30 a.m. Friday, February 13th of 2026. Are you ready for the question? If so, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we'll stand in adjournment until 11:30 a.m. Friday, February 13th, 2026.